welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Friday. As an apology for our previous yes, which was replaced with a denim-clad yeehaw. I don't think any of us are wearing the blue
we're really
denim
sorry.
today.
We're swearing off denim.
So yeah, we've gathered everybody in the room today to sing one long choral yes.
Yes.
Get out of here!
And this is also kind of denim.
No, but it's not.
It's not corduroy.
I was right to sit that one out.
Patrick and Amir were completely covered by...
That's fine. Happy Friday, everybody. From all of us to you, it looks like Nintendo's being a big old jerk off when it comes to refunds. Or more like they continue to be jerks about refunds. There's a lot of other words we could use there, but it's probably still the first 30 seconds of the video and we can't afford to get demonetized.
I don't know anymore if it's the first 30 seconds. We've been doing a lot.
All right.
You know what? Oh no, not sweet Nintendo. Now I'm picturing Mario at customer service with his arms folded saying, "Ah, the sales are fine." That smug Italian.
Can't do that.
What do you mean?
Anymore. That's
oh,
not
because
cool.
Caden's
Yeah.
Italian.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Caden. Mario, you better chill the out. I'm gonna rip that mustache off your stupid big ass face.
Mamma mia! Dang.
I'm upset this morning. I don't know what it is. Connor got me a cold brew and I'm like having a panic attack.
Yeah, despite its image of a cuddly, fluffy company that appeals to the child in all of us, Nintendo plays some serious hardball when it comes to giving you your money back.
Yeah, as in you ain't getting it, illusion shattered. Nintendo doesn't actually care about your inner child. They want your outer adult and all this corporate slave cash that comes along with it. It's formula as old as time. You punch that nostalgia button to make them vulnerable, and then you collect your cash. Kids don't have money. They're stupid and small. That's the Inside Gaming take of the day.
Yeah.
Nah, I just give them my credit card company and say go nuts.
That's a really good smart thing you're doing.
Yeah, so Nintendo recently got taken to court over this issue in Europe and they won? I don't know what this is. Nintendo, take all my money?
I think you have to make it more of an infant voice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nintendo, take all my money?
A little close to the Italian voice. Nintendo, you
that.
take all of my money.
Oh
Woohoo!
my gosh. All right, everybody, enough baby talk. We're scaring all the 40-year-old men who watch the show away.
Who love Elon Musk.
That was a good bit yesterday.
Oh, very
I really
funny.
liked that. You're a very funny guy.
Oh,
Connor.
thank you.
Funny guy who hates rich people. I'm into that.
Eat them.
Let's dig into what happened because there's a few years of history here. So specifically, we're talking about pre-orders and the ability to cancel them. And of the 3 console makers, Nintendo is actually the only one that doesn't let you do this at all. You make a pre-order, you're keeping that shit, even if you only pre-ordered One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 to impress that guy you met on Tinder who likes anime way too much. I see you, Lucas. You need to chill the out.
Meanwhile, Microsoft lets you cancel pre-orders. Thanks, Microsoft! And Sony lets you cancel them on the PlayStation Store. Well, request a cancellation with a few caveats. Quote, as long as the request is made before the release date or within 14 days of purchase and the content has not started to download or stream. Seems reasonable. If you haven't even used the product yet, you should be eligible for some kind of refund.
But yeah, Nintendo's held firm, right, Brian?
Yeah, if you pre-order something on the eShop, guess what? You own it. No take-backsies. I know Lucas hasn't called you in 3 days, but guess what? You're stuck with One Piece Pirates Warrior 4.
Nintendo got my ass. I bought Tropical Freeze, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Didn't want it. I got on the phone with support and I was like, yeah, I don't know. My nephew must have gotten my Switch. A nephew I don't have. And then they were like, we'll give you 250 gold coins. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I got off the phone and I was like, that's less than $3.
That's a good game. Why did you want to turn it back in? They were right not to give you your money back.
There's better platformers I could be getting. And with the price it cost, I could have gotten like 6 other games.
Maybe you and your scarf just need to get better.
I don't mean to game right now.
My power!
Its cancellation policy for digital purchases straight up says that all sales, including pre-purchases, are final, meaning no refunds.
Then in early 2018, one country decided to take them on. Norway! Our favorite, Bilbo Protector. All right. Sure, whatever. We're just glad that they care so much about video games, the only resource really worth protecting.
That's true. Once global climate change really hits.
Yeah, global
man.
climate change.
Also, they're rich as a country. They can afford a pre-order. Jeez.
The Norwegian Consumer Council said it did a survey, and that's where they discovered Nintendo's eShop policy.
One of them ran down a hallway with a notebook. It's like, I think you're going to want to see this. You might want to take a look at this.
Hurry, quickly!
And guys, they weren't amused. In fact, those Norwegians were very bemused.
Whoa.
I don't don't think that's the opposite of amused, but I'm trying to get the script over 4 pages. Bear with me, guys. Anyway, the council claimed that the fact that you can't cancel pre-orders violated European consumer laws. Sacre bleu.
I always think of The Little Mermaid when I hear Sacre Bleu. Anyone else? The French guy trying to brutally murder and eat the crabs.
Yes,
Yeah.
good scene.
Anyway, the issue here is an EU law known as the right of withdrawal. That's a consumer protection law that gives people up to 14 days to refund a purchase. Hey EU, please stop taking all the cool shit like fair consumer laws and free healthcare. Thanks a lot. While that may not be an issue with traditional retailers, gaming companies have historically been pretty reluctant to allow returns, citing issues like piracy.
Yarr. But Norway is not having it, saying that digital games are products just like anything else. The NCC's Director of Services wrote, "The digital gaming market is beset with problems surrounding pre-ordering, including unfinished products, copyright protection, and misleading advertising. You should be granted the same consumer rights as everyone else when you buy games."
Nintendo though argued that they weren't violating the law because of preloading, meaning that a game can be downloaded ahead of release. This is so you can play the game basically as soon as it launches, which, yeah, I mean, that's cool, but honestly, I'd be okay with getting rid of preloading if it meant I could get refunded if I needed it. I know it's not the case for everyone, but the time it takes to download a game versus like being able to get a refund, not that big of a deal for me.
Basically, according to Nintendo, you started the download of the game, so now it's yours. Which, alright, but couldn't you maybe decide whether you want to preload or not? I mean, is that so wild to think about? And in that way, make a decision on whether or not you forfeit the right to a refund? Or is that too consumer friendly for our cutie patootie little Nintendo? Oh, we have Mario and King Dedede. F you.
Luigi. Dude, Luigi 100% has a diaper changing fetish. Oh, scaly ghosties, you want to change my little diaper?
Yeah, but he doesn't know that the cable guy let himself in. He's like, oh,
But the Norwegian Consumer Council argued that until the game can be downloaded and launched, the seller cannot prohibit the consumer from canceling their pre-order. Brian, what else is going on here?
Yeah, the Norwegian Consumer Council said it wrote to Nintendo and asked it to comply with its rules, but said that led nowhere. So I guess Nintendo just ignored Norway as a country completely.
wow.
I think Nintendo's doing what I'm doing with my red light ticket, just ignoring it till it goes away. Exposing myself here, but you know what? It works.
Yeah, doesn't that whole strategy hinge on you not admitting guilt?
Right, yeah, which I'm doing right now.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Psych!
Just kidding, guys.
It's a prank,
Dude,
bro.
guys,
I'm f***ing with you, dude.
Oh my god, stop taking me seriously.
But Norway didn't let it drop, you stubborn Norwegians. The cold changes people. The case was later taken to Germany because that's where Nintendo of Europe is headquartered, and in late 2018, the German Consumer Protection Authority took Nintendo to court.
Bum bum. And yeah, that brings us to a couple of days ago. Nintendo scored a big win after a German court ruled that they didn't do anything wrong and that it's legal to not allow cancellation of pre-orders. Fucking evil Germany. Please get it together. Color me surprised, considering that the law seems pretty clear on that, right, Brian?
And if Nintendo's allowed to do this, it makes sense that other console makers might follow suit. Definitely doesn't set a great precedent, unless of course you're a console maker. Then it sets a great
Yeah,
precedent.
it's a great day to be a corporation.
I wish big corporations would change my whittle diaper.
And that's not the end of it. The decision has been appealed, but these things take a while. So in the meantime, Nintendo still will not allow you to cancel your pre-orders.
Very cool and awesome,
Radical.
Nintendo.
I love Nintendo.
So yeah, why is Nintendo being so strict about this? Kind of hard to figure out
Oh, okay.
because yeah, you could just leave. Because if it's a pre-order, obviously nobody's played it yet, and sure you can argue that people just shouldn't pre-order games, but obviously like some people are gonna continue to do it.
And lots of developers give little bonuses to people who pre-order, so there's some enticement there. But it seems so blatantly anti-consumer to not allow you to cancel your purchase of a game that hasn't even released yet.
Yeah, you'd think that Nintendo would run the risk of alienating its customers with rules like this, but maybe it's a case that enough people haven't felt burned enough to raise a ruckus. Plus, if you swear off Nintendo completely, you're gonna swear off a lot of beloved franchises and first-party games / hardware that honestly you really can't replicate anywhere else. Nintendo's got a death grip on its brand, and if you love it, it's gonna be hard to walk away from that.
Of course, this is hardly the first time that a country has fought a legal battle against a digital game retailer.
What? Brian, tell us more.
Cue the background material that I cut and pasted from old stories.
Yeah.
Australia and Valve have a long history when it comes to fighting over consumer rights. Back in 2014, they sued Valve for violating its consumer laws because Valve didn't offer refunds or returns on games sold via Steam.
Seems
Yeah.
sketchy.
And they referred to it as Australia instead of Oz. I don't know, they're weird.
Wow, they really shouldn't do that.
Steam. I'm downloading games off of Steam, right? Look at me, I'm Alana. While Steam later introduced that option in 2015, the Federal Court of Australia eventually found Valve at fault and fined the company $3 million.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Sometimes I like to just leave you stranded in your own bit and see what you do.
Hey, that's okay. I know how to dig myself out of holes.
The Federal Court of Australia ruled, that's not a knife, this is a knife.
Oh my god, stop! Valve appealed that decision to the Australian High Court and it lost again. And nowadays, Steam's refund policy is a lot more forgiving after being beaten down over and over by Australia, especially compared to the console makers.
Wallaby. Steam will give you a refund for any reason within 2 weeks of purchase and if you've played the game for less than 2 hours. Oh, yep. And for
Are you surprised that you read it correctly?
No, I'm good at reading. I've been reading since early.
You can finish the paragraph if you want.
And, yeah, I will, all right? And for pre-orders, you get big boots and you think you could just walk all over me. And for pre-orders, you can request a refund at any time prior to the release of that title.
Can you see my boot? Can you see that or
Return, okay. This is gonna be really great for your wiki feed, Autumn.
So yeah, what about Valve's newest arch rival, the Epic Game Store? It's basically identical to Valve's. If it's within 14 days of purchase and you've played less than 2 hours, you can return it and get a refund, and you can refund pre-orders. Pretty nice.
Refund. What is this, Marshalls? I don't know what the refund policy is like.
You said that with such confidence.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure you knew.
So it's pretty clear that PC storefronts are a lot more pro-consumer when it comes to refunds. PC Master Race wins again! I hate myself.
But you said it
But
anyway.
I do love my PC, my personal computer.
And you can make the argument that PC gaming is different because maybe you downloaded a game that your PC can't handle because you're a fucking idiot, in which case you bought something that is now worthless. That sucks for you.
Yeah, it hasn't happened to me because I'm very smart. Meanwhile, if you buy a game on a console, you can feel pretty confident that it's gonna run smoothly unless it's Control and you need to wait a couple weeks for a patch.
Or it's a game made by Bethesda.
Oh!
Brian, you can do the boom.
Yeah.
Boom, rack 'em.
And here's our best Elder Scrolls NPC interpretations to close out your Friday. Happy weekend, everybody.
Oh, we're both gonna do nothing?
That's the good news. The bad news is that unlike the last mobile Mario game, Super Mario Run, Dr. Mario is chock full of microtransactions, right, Lawrence?
Yeah, much like a cheap hotel where you'll probably get an STD. Dr. Mario World charges by the hour. Ooh, STD. Sounds like a job for Dr. Mario. Man, there's just so many medical references. We've been waiting. We've been like